Bitcoin just went as high as 90,500, but recently we went back down to about 88K. Was that the end of the Santa rally, or is it just beginning? Let's find out. Welcome back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Right now it's about 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and the price of Bitcoin is currently at $88,400. And before we do the top-down analysis, I want to go over this winning trade. I've been giving you guys this flag on the 4-hour chart that had the measured move taking us to about 92,500. We did not hit the whole measured move. We only made it to the 90,500, but the entry was around 88,300, possibly a little bit lower. So that is a $2,000 or more winning trade. So I do consider this a winning trade. We did hit about half of the measured move. Again, guys, remember, winning a trade doesn't mean it has to hit the whole measured move. That's just the potential of the move. But if you could get some of the measured move, that is a winning trade. So congratulations to whoever took that trade. This is a big win for the FlexCandle community. Now we start off here with the 2-week chart. We did close a red candle here yesterday. I would say that this is tweezer tops. The stochastics look like they want to drag. I feel like we could start losing this 50 moving average just because this was tweezer tops. Maybe we could go sideways. This could also become some type of a bear flag. Something else it could turn into if we do go up is a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, and maybe we come up to this 21 moving average and roll over. Obviously this will take a couple months to see what's gonna end up happening, but right now this is looking a little bit bearish to me. The weekly chart also closed yesterday, another candle below the 50 moving average. This is looking more like a bear flag to me as well. We closed under the 80 moving average, which was at $91,206. Now we're being held up by the 100 moving average. That's at $85,576. If we lose this, then we could start heading towards this 200 moving average, and that's currently at 56,800. The stochastics RSI, as you can see, another week where it has not been able to come up. It looks like it's going to roll over again. This week due to Christmas, next week due to New Year's, these are going to be low volume weeks, so maybe not much movement is going to happen. Maybe we get 2 sideways candles here, and then maybe January comes and that's where we end up dumping. Let's see what ends up happening with everything. Another possibility I'm looking at it is that this right here could be a head and shoulders, where this is a small left shoulder, this is the head, and now we're making a little right shoulder here, and then this measured move will probably take us way below this 200 moving average. Again, this will take weeks and possibly months to play out if that doesn't end up happening, but it's just something to keep in mind and be aware of. Now on the 6-day chart, you can see that this is rolling over, so this is showing to me that the weekly possibly also wants to roll over. We lost the 100 moving average with confirmation here. Next line of defense is this 200 moving average at 61,356. 5-day chart, we had a green candle, but we couldn't do much with it after that red engulfing candle we had prior. Right now we're getting a red candle as well. This also looks like it wants to roll over. On the 4-day chart, this also looks like it's rolling over. Another candle closing below the 100 moving average, the 21, the 80, and the 50. The 200 moving average is getting closer. That's currently at $79,506. Now on the 3-day chart, again, this could go either way. This could start rolling over, or it could go up due to the other time frames. It looks like this might end up rolling over. We did close a green candle here, so we have this next candle. We just got back above the 200 moving average. We still have a day and 3 hours before this closes. Let's see where this ends up closing. I'm hoping that we could close above the 200 moving average and make a run towards this 21 moving average, which is at $95,703. Now the 2-day chart, this candle is going to close today in 2 hours and 30 minutes. We had a green candle last time. Right now we just bounced back down from the 21 moving average. We do have bullish divergence on the stochastics RSI. This looks like it wants to roll up. This is where I'm having the double bottom, and this measured move would take us to about this 200 moving average at 101,484. So this is what I'm hoping could happen. We get a few candles within the next couple of weeks, and maybe we can make it back up to 100,000 even if we roll over after that. Now on the daily chart, we see that the stochastics were on the way up, but if we zoom in, this kind of looks like it wants to start rolling over again. It doesn't look like we have the strength to make it to the top. Anything's possible. Let's see what ends up happening. We are still below the 21 moving average, and if we zoom in, we could see that right now, even though we made it above at 90,500 and change, we just got rejected. Right now this is being a red candle, and this could end up being tweezer tops, where we could actually start rolling over again. I'm not liking that we we got rejected off this 21 moving average. I'm hoping we could close this candle green above the 21 moving average. Now remember, this is why I have the head and shoulder pattern that takes us down to 77K. We're still technically on that neckline. We're trying to see if we start coming down, and we are below this bear flag that I created still, so we haven't been able to get back above into that pattern. So this could end up rolling over. These patterns are still cooking there. Guys, take a look at the description. I have a link to BITUNIX. In there, they're giving a crazy promotion where they could give you $400 of instant rewards. All you have to do is deposit and make a trade, and you could get up to $400. So check out the link in the description and sign up. The last day to do this is December 23rd, so we don't have much time. Now the 22-hour chart, this is where things are starting to get bearish. We got rejected off these moving averages. We're still holding the 21 moving average. This candle closes in 30 minutes, but look at the stochastics, we're toppy. We could roll over at any moment. 12-hour chart, we're toppy as well. This also closes in 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is going to be tweezer tops. This looks like we could roll over, especially with the stochastics being toppy. 10-hour chart, stochastics are toppy as well. 8-hour chart, you can see that this is already rolling over. The RSI is not doing us any favors either. On the 6-hour chart, stochastics are toppy on the way down. 4-hour chart, this is where I gave you guys this flag. We got some of the gains here. I'm going to take off this flag for the time being. This could still break out again, but for right now I'm going to take this out just so everything doesn't look too cluttered. And we can see that the stochastics are on the way down. We weren't able to stay above this 200 moving average again. I keep on talking about how this 200 moving average in the 4 hours is very important, and every time we get above it, we drop back down. We got above it here, drop back down. Tried it again, drop back down. Look at all these wicks here, and once again we're rolling over. Stochastics are showing there's possibly going to be more downside. Right now we're trying to stay above this 50 moving average. If we lose that at 87,768, I would think that we're going to have more downside as well. 3-hour chart is on the way down. 2-hour chart is on the way down. 1-hour chart could save us here. We're resetting. I feel like as long as we stay above this 200 moving average, which is technically the 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart, we could still possibly expect a higher move up. But again, getting rejected from 90K is not a good look. We're back in the 80Ks again, so this is looking like we don't have the strength to continue going up. This is what I'm saying. Unless we could get back above 94,500 where there's ultimate resistance, I can't really expect us to go towards 100K. Right now it is looking like we're just playing sideways between 85K and 90K, but let's see what ends up happening. We could possibly V-shaped recover here and come back up to this 21 moving average. That will still give us only up to $89,209. We would have to break above this here. This is also looking to me like a head and shoulder pattern. This could be the left shoulder, kind of like a complex left shoulder, a head, and maybe we can't make it back above this 21 moving average. That can end up being a right shoulder, and then we could roll over here. That'll probably bring us all the way back down into 86K or so. Now on the 15-minute chart, we see that the stochastics are on the way up, but they could also roll over. The fact that we lost all the moving averages and we're below the 200 moving average is not looking good. What I'm looking for here is when the stochastics get to the top, are we going to be back above this 21 moving average? If we're not above this 200 or 21 moving average, I would expect more downside. Always look for this, guys. Look, rounded top. Every time there's a rounded top, we usually fall over. So right now, guys, we could still make it back above 90K, but it's very important to see how this daily candle is going to close. If we cannot get back above this 21 moving average, I would expect more downside. If we do get back above the 21 moving average, then I could expect a move towards 95K, but nothing is guaranteed. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.